welcome to the next podcast. Well, this is very similar to another one we saw. And this would be probably the best choice. Come on. What if I put the pen down? Maybe I try it one more time. Substitution. Now, it's possible that we'd have something here that's not factorable. Right? That is possible. But since I see three terms, and the exponents are doubles, it's a good place to start. I'm going to save a little bit of time on this problem by not writing down the steps in words. I'm going to write the steps down to solve it, but I'm not going to write down the words, all right, that I did on the last one, because that took a little bit longer. And I already wrote them down once. All right, so, but I will write, because I do need to say this, let w equal x squared and w squared equal x to the fourth. Make sure you say that. You can't just go willy-nilly changing exponents and things like that and variables unless you say something. All right, so we now have 9. Oh, and there's, by the way, there's no greatest common factors here. 9 and 25 have nothing in common, so who cares if they have anything in common with 226? 25 doesn't, and neither does 226. Neither does 9. 226 is not divisible by 3 because 6 plus 2 plus 2 is 10, and 10 is not divisible by 3. So if you ain't divisible by 3, you certainly aren't divisible by 3 squared, 9. So we have 9w squared minus 226w plus 25 equals 0. And this might look like a very scary problem, but let's multiply it out. I bet you it's not so scary. All right, so 9 times 25, that's like 9 quarters, right? So 4 quarters is $1. So 8 quarters is $2. So 9 times 25 is 225. 200 plus another 25. So what multiplies to give us positive 225 and adds to give us negative 226, well, gee, that shouldn't be too difficult, huh? That would be negative 1 and negative 225. So you see, this isn't very difficult. So we have 9w squared minus w, are a group, plus negative 225w plus 25 are a group, and then we set that equal to 0. Just a little close to this. If I just move it over just a tad, not that it's going to move, but if I could, that would really be very nice. Okay, oops, I got that one. All right, I don't need you to move again. This one moved, just this one a little bit. Nope, not that much, just right there. Ah, perfect. All right, let's pull out the w. We have 9w minus 1. Obviously, they're both divisible by 25. Okay? If you said 5, it's not big enough. So, and we want negative 25 because we want a positive minus, positive minus something. We don't want a negative and a plus. So we pull out negative 25. Negative 25 goes into negative 225. Well, that's 9 times. We just multiplied that. 9 times 25 is what we multiplied to get 225. So we have 9w, and negative 25 divided by negative 25 is a negative 1. All right, so what we pull out is one factor, w minus 25. And then we have the repeating 9w minus 1. And now we need to substitute back. I am going to write that down so nobody forgets. Don't forget to substitute back, because otherwise your answer is way wrong. And you did all that work for nothing. All right, so this will now be x squared minus 25 times 9x squared. 9x squared minus 1 equals 0. And this is two differences of squares. So this is a really easy factor. Square root of x squared is x minus the square root of 25 is 5. And then the same thing with a plus, x plus 5. 9x squared is a perfect square, and so is 1. And it's a difference. Square root of 9x squared is 3x. Square root of 1 is 1. And the same thing with a plus sign. And now we have our 4 solutions. So we have x minus 5 equals 0. X is 5. X plus 5 is 0. X equals negative 5. 3x minus 1 equals 0. X is 1/3. 3x plus 1 equals 0. And x is negative 1/3. There we go, all 4 solutions. And we're done. Look at that, easy cheesy, lemon squeezy. All right, last problem. Which means, and see, we did that one a lot faster when I wasn't writing all the steps, all the steps and words in. Last problem. All right, so we want to choose a solving technique. Choose which one you think. Factor greatest common factor, factor by grouping, division, or substitution. Who do you think we should choose? Okay, go to the next page, make your selection, hit submit, and come right back.